will share their unique experiences and journeys within the IMBA program. Each of them brings a different perspective on the program's impact, and we hope their stories resonate with you. Let's begin with Vladimir Telekov, an international student from the class of 2020, who will share his experiences as an alumnus.
Hi everyone. I'm sorry, I'm not super familiar with the microphones, so if something is wrong, just tell me please. My name is Vladimir, and I'm super happy to be here today to meet you all in person, and thank you for participation, beautiful people from the internet which are joining us online. And I'm a recent IMBA graduate. I finished the program 2 years ago and still continue living and working in Taiwan. And here I would like to tell you my little story about my IMBA journey here. Right? I guess you can imagine that it's quite difficult thing to put 2 years of your life, such a rich life here, in a short presentation, but I will try. So guys, just to put it shortly, I will give a brief introduction about myself. Sorry, it will be a little bit boring, it looks like a CV, but I try to put some notes when I'm telling something just to make some reflection about how is it in IMBA. Then I will share with you why I have chosen IMBA. Maybe I believe that, how to say it correctly, it's a difficult task, right? To change your life, to decide to change your life, and I believe that maybe some of the questions which I raised in front of myself before coming here, they can reflect to some of you. Also, I'll share some of IMBA experience, how was it, a lot of pictures, right? And the life after, what it gave me, where am I now, like 2 years passed, and it was quite interesting 2 years. Two interesting years of IMBA and 2 interesting years after. So, just to start, a little bit of introduction. Once again, my name is Vladimir. I'm from Russia. I'm currently 35 years old and joined IMBA when I was 31. So, in general, I would say, as Professor said before, average age here is around 30. Most of the students, they will be like in their late 20s and early 30s. But you also will meet a lot of like younger guys in their early 20s, and also more experienced people like in their 40s and 50s. And this is really cool. When you work together, you can notice that, okay, there is like the same question in front of you, but like the people with, how to say it correctly, like the younger people and the more experienced people, they would have absolutely opposite, absolutely different view on the problem in front of you. So my background is in logistics and finance. I was working prior to IMBA 10 years in the government sector in the construction and transport. I was working in the like big infrastructure projects like Winter Olympics. I was developing MRT systems in Moscow region. And currently I'm working in Taiwan in the wind energy. So again, as Professor said before, you will see here people from absolutely different backgrounds, educational backgrounds, professional backgrounds, and I truly believe this is wonderful. So why did I decide to come here to study? It was not an easy task to do, to decide to change your life, like absolutely change it, right? So first of all, I believed I had a gap in professional knowledge. Due to my profession, I often had to work with the consulting agencies. And quite often I was feeling myself as the most stupid guy in the room, right? And it's not the best feeling. So I wanted to start speaking with them in the same language. Also, I wanted to have more job opportunities. Here, it's more the question of, like, when you work for 10 years in the government sector, you start thinking about, hey, if I will decide to leave this job 3 years after, who will be interested in me, what I will be doing? So I tried to minimize my risks by joining IMBA. I truly believe that it would help, and it really helped. And I wanted to become a global specialist and wanted to get an international experience. Again, Russian government, you work only with Russians mostly, right? Boring. I wanted something new. I wanted to see the world.
So, and keeping these questions in my head, my little journey began. So really, I was like a Bilbo Baggins in this movie. Right after coming to NCCU, I know maybe for local students it may be not so interesting, but just a few pictures about the facilities. This is the first things which I saw when I came here, right? So I was living in the dorms are located right nearby the school, in the green area, on the mountain. I loved it. I miss it right now, very much, to be honest. We also have a great student lounge, the place where you will hang out a lot of time with your friends, with your classmates. It's considered to be the place not to study, but yeah, we studied there a lot. Classrooms, unfortunately, we're not in the IMBA classes today, but believe me, this is the best classes where I have been before. Right? The new library. When it will come the time to write your thesis, this will be your home, I guess. And for those ones who are interested in sport facilities, we have a very nice sports center. You can find everything there, and an amazing swimming pool. The best one is in Taipei, I truly believe. So, a little bit about the classes. Professor Jason already covered this a little bit, or not a little bit, quite precise, right? Just to give some advice. Your classes will be divided into required courses and elective courses. And required courses, they give you the essential basis, the knowledge of for all your future studies, for your work in general. So I would highly recommend to do the required courses as early as possible, because they will give you the basis for the concentrations for the elective courses. It will be much more easier to do the elective courses after you finish all your basic knowledge from the required classes. When I was making this slide, I just wanted to put on the whole white paper just one word: teamwork. But to be honest, then I realized that it would not be correct, because in general we still spend a lot of time by studying ourselves. You need to read a lot of books, you need to write a lot of reports, right? But still, IMBA here, to say it correctly, you are prepared to be the future managers. You're prepared to be a leader. The managers, they need to understand the concepts. They need to know the numbers. They need to know how to read the numbers, right? But it's not the most difficult part. The most difficult part is managing people. And this program is actually all about it. In each classes, you will be divided into groups. You will have to work with different people all the time. And here is my suggestion for you. Each class, try to choose the different group. Like, you need to, as many people you will work with, it will help you in the future. People are coming from different cultures, from different backgrounds. They have different experience. It's very, very interesting to understand how does it work all together, right? So, as I said, it's mostly about the people management. You will have a lot of discussions, opinion sharing, negotiations, presentations, right? And sure, especially for local students who are full-time working, guys, for you, you will have to develop, but you will develop it, I'm super sure, the time management skills very much, right? And sure, problem solving. When you work with a lot of people all together, everyone has his own opinion on something, right? You need to know how to solve the problems. You need to understand how to work with them. When you need to be a little bit hard, a little bit low-key or something. And IMBA would not be such a great program if it would not be about your also social life. You will have a lot of events here. Mostly they will be organized by student council. I guess there will be some kind of presentation about it, right? And there will be a lot of events. You will meet with with the IMBA programs from different universities. You will have multicultural nights when you will be sharing your cultural experience and food. This is the best part. Dragon Boat Festival and Christmas. So to be honest, it's just not enough space on this slide to put all the pictures, all of the events where you will participate.
So guys, and this is where coming to the, I would say, like the most important part. It's what an IMBA gives you is kind of like a reflection after a few years of studies, right? And what it can give you like in a few years after. So first of all, let's start with the global network. You will have a lot of, it's not only about professional network, it's also about friends. You will meet people from all around the world, and a lot of them, they will become your close friends. Right now, when we're traveling or going somewhere for the business trip, first thing what I'm doing is just texting someone, hey, I'm going, I will be in your country, let's meet. Right? Professional knowledge, you remember I was talking about the gap in professional knowledge, that they couldn't speak with the like consultant professionals in the same language. Right now, I'm feeling much better. Culture experience, again, people are different, people are from different countries, different cultures, they have different behaviors. It's just great. Personal development definitely depends on you, but I see in front of myself like a lot of examples of how people changed after this program. They come the one person, and after this program, they're absolutely different. And your friends, your network plays like a crucial role here. Languages, for those who want to improve their English, the best place, the program is in English language, and most of the time you will speak English. For foreign students, there is probably the best opportunity in your life to come here and study Mandarin. And new job opportunities, just let me come slowly to the last slide. It's just to share my experience of my last years of IMBA and my way, which steps did I do until I'm staying here right now, right? So IMBA gave me the opportunity, while I was still a student, to work as the teacher assistant for managerial economics class and financial management class. Thank you very much. It was a great experience. After, I still was a student, and I went for, I had an internship in the German venture capital company. Also, I found this opportunity through the IMBA network. After the university and internship, started my first job, which I found here. I was working as the project manager for the software development under HP brand. And again, I found this job through the IMBA network. And so you see, like most of my, right now I'm working in the wind energy industry. And you can see that like, here on this slide, it's around 2.5 years. All of these 2.5 years, they have, I need to say thank you for IMBA. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chelyakov. Next, we have Mr. Terry Lin, an alumnus from the class of 2006, who will provide insights into the importance of networking during and after the IMBA journey.
Okay, good morning, everyone. 80 years ago, I was like you, sitting in the office listening to the IMBA information centers. So I will try to introduce briefly about me. I graduated from NCCU. Actually, I was not a business background. I was like a sociology background. I was graduated from the NCCU Technology, Minzhu. Okay, so 2000, I joined Unilever as a management trainee, and then I joined Johnson & Johnson. I was a student like in 2006 to join the IMBA program under the sponsorship by Johnson & Johnson. Then I was switching my company from Johnson & Johnson to BD and all the way to the BD general managers. 6 years ago, I had the opportunity to relocate to China to join BD as a vice president for the MDS. That is one of the business for the BD. Then I joined another company called Invisalign. Probably you know that is a dental company called Zhiming. That is for the braces. 6 months ago, I come back, rejoin BD as a country general manager. So I want to share with you, think about, okay. So I think most of the people you hear, you are talking about your career, right? You want to have an MBA to sharpen your management skills. You want to have your MBA to enhance your credit. I think most of the people are thinking about, yes, I'm being studied from the university, postgraduate student, then I need to have an MBA to enhance my career. So there's a lot of opportunity you can choose, right? I think right now, compared to 18 years ago, 20 years ago, right now, in Taiwan, in most of the world, there are so many MBA programs. You may think about, okay, should I study part-time MBA, full-time MBA? Should I study EMBA or MBA? I share my experience for you as a consideration. First, if you consider a full-time MBA, I think most people, you have a job at this moment, right? So you need to quit your job. Maybe you study for 2 years, most likely 2 years. It sounds like good investment, but from my perspective, it may not be a good investment. Why? Because when you quit your job, study 2 year MBA, then there's we call opportunity cost. You think, yes, I want to have a different experience, I want to study abroad. It's good experience, but you have a lot of opportunity cost. Why? Because you need to suspend your career and taking a full-time MBA. My sense is why you should consider to stopping your current career to join full-time MBA. My only sense is like you want to have some switching gears. For example, like you want to take the first year we call the internship programs, because most of the MBA, the first year they will have a summer internship. And then you want to try something which is different. For example, if you are in the finance industry and you want to choose, maybe I want to join healthcare like me, then you take maybe a 1 year internship on a full-time MBA to join. Maybe it's a good opportunity to you to choose something. But if you don't have these needs, my sense is you should study for the part-time MBA so that you can continue your careers and you won't have the opportunity cost. Second is, how should I choose MBA or EMBA? I think it's like 20 years ago, people think, maybe EMBA because I know EMBA has so many big bosses. Maybe I can join one of their companies. I want to say this is impossible, but I would say for the current career may not be an opportunity. Why? I think the benefit for the EMBA, if you are doing your own business and you want to find your business partner, you want to find investment fundings, yeah, you join EMBA, that's great. Because I have so many colleagues, my friends, they join EMBA, but after 2 to 3 years, I don't see they have a very strong network with their alumni, because your career and those big boss careers is different. For those big bosses' career, the reason why they want to join EMBA is because they want to socialize. You see a professor showing the total cost for the IMBA program, right? But my feeling is like when you join EMBA, then you need to spend a lot of time for socialize. But you need to consider whether this socialize is actually beneficial for you or not. So that's why I choose MBA. So now why you should choose IMBA at NCCU? Okay, I give you 3 major reasons. First is diversity. The reason why I'm joining NCCU IMBA first is because of diversity. Diversity is very important in your professional career. Why? Because when you are in the working environment, you have always have a lot of debates, you have always have a lot of conflicts. Why? Because different people have a different perspective. And the different perspective comes from their experience, their knowledge, and their position. So I think it's good that when IMBA creates this environment for you, because we have so many international students, we also have a local students, comes from different industries. And the different industry brings you the different experience. And they have their own perspective, for one thing. So my feeling is like this is a very good opportunity for you to practice how you working under the different perspective and how are you going to get a consensus through this diversity. And I believe that that is very important for you to continue your career. Because in the end of the day, when we talk about the leadership is not like, okay, I have a title because I have a general manager title and you are my subordinate. Then I order you to do something. When you are in a senior leader's position, then you find most of the leadership is influence. It's how you influence your people without your authority. So I think this is one of the learning you can hear at IMBA is because of the diversity. Second, we talk about network. 6 years ago, when I was in China, we also have the IMBA alumni in China, and we also have good catch up with the network. Yes, network may help you to get more, we call it career opportunity, but my experience is like, I think the network provides you experience sharing. Because when we were in China, as a Taiwanese, we need to know what is the environment, and we need to get people who you can trust. And alumni is always the people you can trust. Sometimes you may not be able to trust your colleagues. It's because they may have some interest of conflict. That is reality. But alumni, most likely you don't have an interest of conflicts. So alumni is someone who you can trust and you can rely on. And you can ask very sensitive information and you can ask their experience, how is living in Shanghai, and if I want to switch my career and what is their recommendation. So I believe that no matter where you are, after you graduate from IMBA, then IMBA can always find alumni all over the world because of these diversities. The last one is practice and the theory. After my so many years at management experience, my sense for the leadership or any kind of MBA methodology, I call this is knowing is easy, but doing is so hard. We call this is called knowing, doing gap. Why? Because management, or we call the business, is not a rocket science. It's not a rocket science, except the finance management. You want to do the quantile, then it's a rocket science. But most of the people, when you study in MBA or most of the career you have, is talking about the leadership, management. So most of you have some experience in working, right? Maybe you don't have a systematic training program for you to understand the whole business world. But you have some experience. So I think the IMBA is a good opportunity for you to bring your experience, then you can validate. Oh, that is some methodology from the business school, or talk about the leadership, talk about the marketing, talk about the finance management. Then you bring this methodology to practice in your current career work. Then you have some experience like leadership. Then you come back to school and learn, oh, this is what we call the leadership. I think one of the program you will engage is, we call the leadership programs. We have leadership forums, and IMBA always bring the industry leaders to share their experience. That is a very practical experience. That's why you see Professor share with you, it's like, we have the industry faculties, and we also have the academic faculty. That is a good balance. Because MBA is a practice management. It's like you want to have a practice theories, and you bring your life. That is very important when you study MBA. So now, this is 3 perspectives I want to share with you. So the last one is, get well prepared. Because when I was in the preparing the program, and when I fortunate enough to join the program, and I see my classmates, they are all talents, industry talents. There's some people have the dual degree. Some of the people, they already have the graduate student degrees, and they also want to have an MBA programs. So I want you to get prepared because the competition is very intense. A lot of talent like you, and they are seeking the opportunity to study at IMBA program. So that is my share. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lin, for sharing your wisdom with the audience. I'm certain that they find it quite valuable. We are now pleased to welcome Roxanne Hu from the class of 2021. She will be sharing her exciting experiences while pursuing a dual degree program.
Hello everyone, and hello to people from the internet. I'm also super happy to to present my experiences in the MBA. So I know this kind of question, like Terry just perfectly explained, but for me personally, I think we have to, before answering this question, we have to step back just for one. Ask you like, why are you here? So I'm curious, like how many of you like already decide to apply to MBA right now? Can you raise your hand? Okay, only some of you. And how many people here, like you already decide to go back to school, but you still like considering which school you should enroll to? How many people? Okay, I saw some people too. So the thing is, why are you here? It's an important question to yourself. You don't have to answer right now, you have to figure out right now. And let me just explain my case first. So here is me before joining MBA. I graduated from diplomacy, Department of Diplomacy in NCCU, and in 2014. And afterwards, I joined the public relations agency and basically serving the FMCG products. And then I joined tobacco company and also confectionery company for 4 years. So actually, my job was very good, quite good, and I can also foresee my future movement in my career. But sometimes, like when I'm about to sleep or in the daytime, sometimes my aspiration in my young time still like haunted me a lot. It's like I wanted to study abroad when I was in college. And then there's another reason, like I have my personal agenda. I want to obtain another nationality in the future. So with these two reasons, I just started to think that what is the thing I can do to combine these two goals? And what is the preparation I can do for now? Because by the time when I still serving the confectionery company, I was like only like 30 or 29 years old. So I was thinking about it. And then I find my answers, okay, let's go back to school. And then that is the second question I asked myself, and what's the school I should choose for? And then by the time, I remember it was like 2019 or 2020, I decided to already prepare a lot about the TOEFL and also the GMAT. I want to enroll in the US, the top MBA school in the US and also in Europe. But then the COVID happened, as you all know. So I decided to turn to other options because I thought that so crazy drama situations around the globe, but Taiwan's like relatively safe and more like stable. And then I found IMBA, and I started to realize that how flexible and how much more affordable it is for me. For example, like the first one, the cost, that they have the reasonable tuition fee that Professor Jason just introduced to you. And there's a much lower opportunity cost. For example, like Terry just said, because I think many of you already have the full-time job. You don't have to quit your job. I don't have to also. So I can leverage my night shift time to finish my class. So it's pretty much like I don't have to quit my job, and I don't have to sacrifice much of my personal time to do it. I don't need to invest a lot of money to get this diploma. And then the second one is efficiency. Like You can also finish have 1 year here and 1 year abroad, and you can get 2 degrees. And remember that my aspiration is to have another degree to study abroad. So I think it's perfect for me. And last but not least, about the flexibility. You have so many ways to arrange your work, your time, and your course map. For example, Professor Jason told us about some professors are hired around the globe. And some of them, they will have the class in summertime. And some of them is every single week, every single, for example, Tuesday night. And if you are really want to work really hard, and you don't have the time to participate in a class every single week, then you can choose those class only happen in summertime. And you can also tailor make your course and also your schedule, so it's give a lot of flexibility. And then we talk, so that's why I chose the MBA. And then we talk about the preparation. And for me, it's all about knowing yourself well, your past or current aspiration, and your goal and your limit. So before application, the current situation you guys have right now, you have to look back in your past. I remember when I prepared to submit my application to IMBA, I really get to try to find my diary in college time and try to find my previous CV and to deep dive my strength, weakness, regrets, and desire. You can even ask your classmates, your colleagues, their general feedback on you, your personal traits, and your weakness. And then you will find your motivation to really apply to the MBA. And then the second one is to set the objective. That is really important. I just said in the first beginning of my presentation, that you really need to know why you are here and what are you going to achieve to get. And then last but not least is rearrange your life. That's also important too. I don't know if some of you here are just here for your +1 or your friends, just to be with them. And you also have to help your partners or your friends. For example, is your job flexible enough, or you're ready to move into Taipei? It's humid, hot, and rain all the time, and you have the family of +1 to